Yo, so if you clicked, that means you're part of the tribe. Make it official and hit that subscribe button. Also, leave me a comment. I love interacting with you guys. Let me know what you thought about this past SmackDown Live and what you think about this content. Other than that, welcome. My name is Cedric. You can call me Ceddy Said. This is Reviews from the 6th. And today I'll be reviewing SmackDown Live from May 28th. Now, let's get right into this thing, man. So, the show opens with the Usos, and you see Jimmy hyped up. You know, hey baby, we back together. We about to go out here and show our dominance again. We ran the tag team division. Let's go do that again, right? Not so fast, because here comes the head of the table, our tribal chief, Roman Reigns. Comes in his jogging suit. You know, he's not dressed to wrestle or to be fighting or anything like that. He just wants to know what is going on with the family. And was this ran past the head of the table, our tribal chief? I don't think it was. So Jimmy's kind of like, hey, family, you should be excited for us. We're about to go out here and do our thing once again. And Roman's like, okay, cool, but how you gonna go about that? All right. Jimmy's kind of like, I can tell you're not happy. He didn't say this, but he's like, I can tell you're not happy we're about to do this. However, we're about to do it anyway, so get on board. Jay walks off, or not Jay, Jimmy walks off, and that leaves just Jay and Roman, right? And Roman's just letting them know, like, what about us? What's all this talk about we? I thought it was us around here, you know? Jay pretty much lets him know, hey, that's my brother. I'm with him tonight, but you know, for anything else, I'm standing behind you. I'll rock with you. And that ended it, right? So now we get right into the first match of the night, which is the Street Profits versus the Usos. Now, the Street Profits most likely are heel at this moment. I can tell by that promo they were heel. All he did was, and when I say he, I mean Montez, all four did was take personal shots, and it's subliminal shots, right? It wasn't more so like, you guys suck, you guys whack. It was more so like, yeah, we're the hottest thing around here. We've been the hottest thing for a year. And you come back and challenge us because we're the hottest thing. When in reality, you should be in the back or starting from the bottom. And since you haven't been here for a while, let me know what's been going on. You dudes are the dudes in the face paint with all the dance moves and everything like that. We've ascended that. We've changed the division. We don't need that back here anymore. So if you want to smoke, we'll bring it. It's pretty much what Ford said, right? Just humiliated him. Also talked about how Jay had Roman living in his mind for free. Another little shot there letting him know you're still weak even though your brother was out. I think they referenced them as the Mario and Luigi brothers. Also brought up the knee. And next thing you know, the Uso music hits, right? And I'm hyped. I'm like, bring it. Here is the smoke right here, right? And you see Jay just kicking the cups. I mean, just furious. And actually, he bumps into Jimmy. So like this whole time I'm watching, you can just see the difference in the presence. Before, Jimmy was big bro. Jimmy was the voice. Jimmy was the one you were like, he's gonna go places. He's gonna be the single star. But when they walked down that ramp, you totally saw a difference to where the point Jay was like, I run this. To the point where, like I said, he shoulder bumped him. Like, nah, bro, move out the way. I walk down the ramp first. This is me. I'm main event Uso now, right? They get into the ring and they cut their promo. Bro, that promo gave me chills. They cut a little bit of freestyle in there, you know, with the whole Mario Luigi brother line. I think the line went, you calling us Mario and Luigi, but I'm gonna drop these bricks on your head to get my coins up. Something along, you know, if you played Mario, you get it. You know, they pretty much established that the Uso Penitentiary is still there. The Street Profits can do all the talking they want to. It's not gonna change anything, right? And then the match starts, and the match starts with Dawkins and Jimmy. Now, to me, it felt like Jimmy was still getting some rust off in this match. I think they paired him with with Dawkins, because Dawkins isn't as quick as Ford, right? So you can kind of be more methodical. You can kind of be more slow paced. And you saw that with the pairing of those two. I mean, when you saw Jimmy take bumps, they weren't flat back bumps. It was more so like he had to leave his feet first and then take the bump, you know? Ford looked at as agile as ever. I mean, you can tell he's losing weight too. Like, he's getting into great shape, you know? That's the cool part about it. He's getting into great shape. But pretty much this match was just more of, hey, I'm gonna beat you down and talk smack while I'm doing it. I'm gonna put you in this hold and talk crap to your brother or your partner to let him know there's nothing he can do about it. That's what this match was, you know? It was fast-paced. It was hard-hitting. Of course, Usos get the win via splash. Now, you did see the Usos do their brotherly thing, right? Like, they kept saving each other throughout the match as if it was, you know, hey, I still got your back. There was one point where Jay made a blind tag to Jimmy, hopped off the apron, grabbed the boot of the Street Profit, and he fell. There was a time where Jimmy also saved Jay a couple times, and then but the biggest save was towards the end of the match where Jay jumps in, pulls Jimmy outside. Jimmy kind of catches a breath, gets back in the ring, delivers the Air Force to the face, gets a 1, 2, 3. Boom. Good match to open the show, y'all. Which is going to bring me to another point. It was said in the conversation between Roman and Jay, but good match overall. Now, of course, we get to the Roode and Ziggler promo, and I get the promo. However, to me, like, if you're gonna bury these guys, just go ahead and do it already. But they pretty much cut the promo about Ray having the power of 2 men and, you know, channeling his inner father to beat them last week, and, you know, they're dirty dogs and they can do whatever they want when they want to. Like I said, much more of the same. Just kind of seemed like a little corny promo. Now we get to the Natalya and Tamina versus the Riot Squad. Now, I've been a Riot Squad fan forever, but my man Jordan would tell you too. I'm more of a Natalya and Tamina person. Love the pairing. And anytime these two ladies are put in like a Rumble match or a #1 contender match, I'm always picking Natalya or Tamina. They never win, but I'm always picking them. The match was pretty simple. You know, the Riot Squad kept fast tags, kept each other fresh. Tag team maneuvers, you know. They kind of remind me of Shotzi and Moon and NXT. They kept doing that until Natty went for a double sharpshooter, but it didn't work. She ended up getting the hot tag on Tamina, which was surprising to me at this point. So Tamina comes into the ring. Like I said, it's a hot tag. She goes for a strike on Ruby. Ruby grabs her arm and just start delivering elbows or forearms to her. Boom, 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 start delivering the forearms. I'm like, wow, this is a hot tag, and this is Tamina. Tamina is an immovable object, right? She's a force to be reckoned with. She's dominant. She's supposed to be like a titan, right? No, she smashed her with that forearm a few times, preventing the hot tag. And I was like, oh, okay, this may be a change of events. Something new may happen. But of course, that really didn't happen. Tamina choked her, turned her around, clubbed the mess out the back of her neck, sent her flying into the ropes. Boom, she hit the ropes. Tamina then goes to the top to deliver a splash. But for some odd reason, Tamina was hesitant. I think Liv was supposed to be somewhere in the match, but wasn't. I mean, you can just tell by the look, you know, because Tamina kept looking outside like, okay, what's going on here, y'all? Get up here, somebody do something. So then that forced Ruby to go for an arm drag off the top rope. Tamina knocks her down, back to the mat. Tamina delivers a splash. 1, 2, 3. They retain their titles, going about their business. I really enjoyed the match. I just love those ladies, man. Love those ladies and love the run that they're having right now. That cuts to the Usos backstage with Pierce, right? So the Usos back there telling them, hey, you saw this win. We're back in the picture. Give us a shot. I believe Pierce I really don't pay attention to him. He's like annoying in a way. I don't know why. But he said something along the lines of, hey, the Profits are good, but I need to see more, or I think about it, somewhere along those lines. Now, since we get done talking about the Profits in that match, or in that little promo, we go to Bianca Belair versus Carmella. Now, EST comes to the ring, doing her entrance, but Carmella didn't. Carmella stayed backstage, and Carmella was like, I don't want to talk about her. Let's talk about me. Put all the focus on me. I'm going to remind the world who I am. I won Money in the Bank. I won a Battle Royal. I am former women's champion. Y'all better stop sleeping on me. I'm going to go out here and end this fairy tale. And then she goes out to the ring. I love her entrance, by the way. So before that happens, as she's coming out to the ring, Bayley comes out, right? You hear Bayley's ding dong. She does her ding dong thing, and she asks for a chair. She joins commentary. And this match was pretty much the typical, powerhouse versus the pretty diva match. Carmella tried to keep EST off her as much as she could. She just couldn't. It got to the point where she was outside the ropes, so the ref was trying to pull EST off her. Carmella ended up wrecking her eyes, blinded her pretty much, went to work on her. That didn't last very long. EST gets the upper hand from a backbreaker till Mella nails a high cross body from the top, but the EST rose into a slam. That was pretty cool. We typically see that a lot now, the high cross body, then they roll it into a slam. They exchanged slaps, which was pretty cool in the match. So Mella's outside the ring and Bianca's inside the ring, I believe. And they're like slapping each other, but it was like they're trying to get their stuff in, And I think Mella was like, hey, that was one too many slaps. Slap, take that back. Then, of course, Bianca gets in the ring, hits the kiss of death or the KOD, gets the win. Still the champ going into next week. Now, we get another promo from Ray and Dominick Mysterio. And it's the typical father-son, I love you, I'm proud of you, blase stuff, right? Right after that, Seth cuts a promo. And I absolutely love Seth's promo. Because he's Drip Rollins, right? The way he dresses, the way he's acting, the way he's delivering the lines, the way he's looked. This is the best heel work I've seen from Seth in a long time. Love the entrance music. There's everything I just love about Seth. I always love Seth. My homeboy Jordan can tell you that. But just with this run, it's just so much that I love about it. But he pretty much comes out, blames the audience for what happened to Cesaro last week. Then goes on to say it's his birthday and no one was going to ruin it. And he knows Cesaro wasn't there. Because let me start from the beginning. So he calls Cesaro out and Cesaro doesn't answer. But that's because Cesaro isn't there because Cesaro's in the hospital. And Seth knows that and says, I know he's not here, so no one's going to ruin my birthday. And then goes on saying it's his birthday. Proceeds to say that the audience brainwashed Cesaro into thinking they can compete. And they're not on his level. And next time that happens, he's going to blame the audience too, along with Cesaro. So pretty much, hey, don't mess with me. What happens next week or next time isn't going to be on my hands. My hands are clean. It's on you guys. Loved it. Still building on that whole Cesaro rivalry, and I love it. For example, I think that Cesaro is kind of being built to be the next champ or a transitional champ in a way. And I kind of like what they're giving him in this feud with Seth. Teaches a lot. So we have a championship match next, which is Cruz versus Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens goes right to work and tries to end the match early, but just couldn't. Cruz ends up on the apron and gets the upper hand by hanging him on the top rope. He enters the ring again. KO goes back to work on him, hits him with the stunner. Boom. Pins him. 1, 2, almost a 3. Except for, our commander, Aziz, hits him with the Nigerian nail. Now, he really didn't hit him with the nail. Looks like he grabbed his face or touched his face, but we get what he was doing there. Cause a disqualification. End of match. Still Intercontinental Champion Apollo Crews. Right after that, we get the table promo, or I'll call him the table, even though there's really no name to him, unless you want to call him Legacy, whatever. But Paul pretty much says, hey, your right-hand man is here, which is Jey Uso. He's talking to Roman. You know, Roman was like, bro, are you gonna throw all this away? Like all of it? For real? All of it? Like you're main event Uso now. Main event Uso. And you're gonna go back to being the first match on the card? You're gonna have to make up your mind. You're gonna have to figure something out. Yeah, get back with me on that, brother. You know? So I thought that was pretty dope. That was a good little promo, man. And he pretty much let him know, like, when you go back to that, they're not even going to recognize you as which twin you are. They're going to go back to saying, which one are you? You know, you don't want that to happen again, brother. No. Shortly after that, Rick Boogs and Nakamura. Now, of course, I know Boogs from NXT. I can't remember his name in NXT, but I think that's him. And I think he is the Old Spice guy, too. But of course, he's playing the electric guitar for Nakamura. Nakamura comes out with the King of the Ring crown on his head. I think Nakamura looks pretty dope with it. They show a package last week from the whole Baron situation, and Baron saying that Nakamura shouldn't be a champion or a king, or shouldn't be King of the Ring. Blasey blasey. It's his crown. Blocka blocka blocka. That leads to the Nakamura versus Gable match. Gable goes in. To sum this match up, it was pretty much strikes versus holds. Gable hits him with a few suplexes early, goes for a pin, gets a near pinfall, doesn't quite pull it out. They continue to go back and forth. Not much really to say about this match, man. Corbin comes out, he takes the crown, does all this talking, causes a distraction. Shin hits the Shinsasa on Gable for the 1, 2, 3. Boogs attacks Corbin, gets the crown back. So I get where they're going with this, but to me, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, Shin has to win King of the Ring to become King of the Ring. Him facing Corbin right now doesn't really make sense. I get it. Yeah, this is the former King of the Ring. Okay. But it's not like if Shin beats Corbin, he's going to become King of the Ring. So I really just don't get that part. But, you know, that was an okay match. They show KO backstage wheezing, talking about give me Cruz next week. Pierce says, you know what? You almost won. You deserve it. You got it. So next week we have Cruz versus KO for the Intercontinental Championship. And now we get ready for the Rey and Dominick Mysterio match versus the Dirty Dogs, which is Ziggler and Roode. However, they show Mysterio hurt backstage. The Dirty Dogs say, hey, if he's unable to compete, forfeit. We're the champs. Give us our titles. Dominic does this whole corny, hey, since my dad stepped up last week for us, I'm going to step up for us this week. He goes out there. It's a pretty fast-paced match, actually. You know, it was a lot of action. It was a lot of action in a little bit window, and it wasn't like stellar action, but it was fast-paced, like I said, to where it made you pay attention, but you weren't fully invested, if that makes sense. Kind of like that. Nothing really to say special about this match. Dominic gets the win after a Rey distraction. Once Rey enters the ring, you hear the Usos music hit. Uso storms the ring, pretty much letting you know it's us versus you guys next week. We are the #1 contenders for the tag team titles. Now, I did enjoy this SmackDown. I pretty much enjoy a lot of the SmackDowns. This one, to me, is pretty much just building on King of the Ring. And I like how they're focusing on the tag team division. You know, even pairings. Because if you look at it that way, not only did they have, you know, the Mysterios and the Dirty Dogs, and then Tamina and Natalya versus the Riot Squad, but you also have the Usos versus the Mysterios. You have the Usos versus the Street Profits, and then the pairings. You know, like I said, you have the pairings of the table, you know, with Jay and Roman. You also have the pairing of the Commander Aziz and Apollo Crews. So I'm thinking they're focusing on that and going back to tag team division, since the NXT has the best women's division in my opinion, and I think on Raw they're trying to build that heavyweight division to be one of the best. But yeah, all in all, it was good. I love the entertainment factor. The promos were pretty good. You know, Seth did a good one, I thought. I thought the table promo was really good. You know, both of them actually. Like, hey, Jay, what you gonna do, brother? I loved how it focused on the Cesaro and Seth feud still. Loved how they still putting Jay Uso as main event Jay Uso. Like, yeah, even though he's part of a tag team, this dude has improved so much, man. And you clearly saw that in the match. When you saw the match, I mean, everything from his ring presence to the way he entered the ring to where he knew his IQ of the ring, everything was just above the Street Profits and Jimmy. Jay's on a whole nother level, y'all. He's main event Jay Uso. And kind of like what Roman said, do you want to go back to being a tag team? Do you want to go back to being, okay, which twin are you? I don't think so. Even though I love the Usos, man, I love them to death. I love this Jay. I love this Roman. In 1 year of being with Roman, you see a big difference, y'all. A big difference, and I love that. Oh, this was good for that aspect. So I want to wrap this up and say thank you for joining me. I love talking about SmackDown. I love talking about Raw. I love talking about NXT when they are exciting enough for me to talk about, I should say. But I would like to thank you for joining me. Make sure you do a couple things for your boy though, okay? Make sure you hit that subscribe button, become part of the family. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of this content or any future content. Leave me a comment. What was your thoughts on this past SmackDown Live? Do you love Jay Uso as much as I do right now? Do you want him to be part of the tag team? How long is Roman going to hold the title? How long is this Cesaro and Seth feuds going to last? Is Shin the next king of the ring? Let me know all that in the comment section. And make sure you share this video to any and all social media platforms, especially wrestling forums. With that being said, my name is Seti Said. This was Reviews from the Six. Peace and blessings.